you know, this ethos about about nature. I don't know if you saw the thing on rice and farms, but it's really big, and they went to battle over whether rice could be imported or whether it should be consumed locally entirely. They had huge protests last spring over allowing American beef into the market.
Right.
So they are very serious about these issues, and the government is trying to find a way to position itself in relation to that strain of an environmental policy.
So unpack that LG Samsung argument a little bit for me.
Sure. So the Korea has a real opportunity because of its prominence in the field of information communication technology, that promoting green actually means promoting their industry, and their industry can gain from the opportunities to sell into markets that go green. For that reason, taking on a strong target allows them to champion their cause for their industry.
So they're saying their industry is basically already big.
Well, they're saying that their industry can help everybody go greener.
I see. It's much easier.
Yeah, much easier.
Yeah.
So they're really kind of a core investment that lots of other organizations or
well,
producers.
If you're trying to get the Annex 1 countries to agree to targets, and those targets, reduction in carbon would be helpful to your technology base, you get to sell them product that will help them to reduce their carbon. It's an economic benefit to you, and at the same time it allows you to kind of define the manner in which you enter the treaty.
Yep.
So that it's not like you're in Annex 1, but you're instead in this sort of transitional stage, and that's what they're seeking to do.
But the interesting part of what you're saying is basically now it's all industry based. Industry, though, has a very short or small portion of the entire portfolio of the carbon. So if they're relying on that, they still have to do a lot of other things in relation to buildings, in relation to transportation,
of course.
And that's it's going to hurt them if you call it that way, right?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, the thing, you know, the advantage that, again, these high-density nations have is that they, even if the buildings are not well-performing buildings, the carbon per capita is going to be quite a bit lower than in places like the United States or parts of Europe. So even if their buildings don't perform as well, their carbon increases will be smaller than they would be if they followed a development path like that in the U.S. and Europe.
Okay, this is just following it up a little bit.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
Looking at a portfolio that's carbon related, right?
Yeah.
And you say, well, roughly the built environment, regardless of the compactness of the country, is still based on that portion, which is built environment, right?
Yeah.
So 50% roughly. 40 just heating, cooling, whatever it is, plus construction. And so you still got 50 plus another 25 to 30. That's all related to really your built environment, right?
Yeah, at least the 50, yeah.
Right, 50 plus the transportation.
Yeah.
25, 30.
Yeah.
So you got only the 20% that you're working with. And so that 20%, if you're saying I'm reducing 3%, 5%, whatever it is, it's you're reducing and you are focusing on the manufacturing component, but you still have a huge part that you need to work with, which is really related to the problem that you have that's related to the production of carbon, which is not completely industry related.
Yeah. But I think their buildings are performing better today than they were in 2005. And so they're going to get some improvements there. And since it's a 5% cut, it's something where it's manageable at this stage for them to combine these two strategies.
Are they sure that their buildings are really performing
better today?
Because that's the thing that, I mean, no one measures that 100%, right?
Well, not 100%, but I think they've got good, Korean society is pretty good at keeping rather detailed databases, so I think they've got fair evidence that they are improving.
So now, is anybody in this sweet spot besides Korea, or is Korea kind of uniquely inhabiting this category of
not
transitional?
Annex 1, but Annex 1.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think there really is another country that's in that sweet spot. The Koreans have the possibility of both selling carbon reductions and buying them from China. So they have an opportunity that's a little bit unique.
Have to think about that built environment. It's
yeah, but see, you've got a 5% cut on it.
right.
Not a huge cut, and
Right. Now I was saying just basing on being comfortable with the 5% based on their, or for them to promote their industries, is still they're going to be needing to do major reductions in their other parts, because that the 5% is related to the total, right?
yeah.
So that's where I would think they've got to have to be able really to measure the other parts fairly well, because the industry is probably, you're right, it's more precise and you can manage it well.
That was just a short snippet of the kind of interesting conversation, at least I find it very interesting, I hope you do too, that we're having as we board our train for our first full day at the conference. More later.